Nintendo sucks. Yeah, I know, $80 bad doesn't exactly put me up there with Socrates. But the people are saying that Nintendo is pushing it, and the people kinda got a point. Nintendo's been a bit of a silly stinker lately, and we're gonna talk about all the shenanigans they've so sinfully sown. But first, let's get something straight. All these newfangled Nintendo haters are saying they're just as bad as EA or Ubisoft. That's a bunch of malarkey. Those guys will try and sell you a bad game for $100. Nintendo tries to sell you a good game for $80. They're kinda not as bad as Nintendo, because when the Dunder Twins make a game, I just don't buy it. Nintendo's the last studio that can trick me like this.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yes! Oh my god! Yes! Soccer! It's soccer, right? Oh my god! Holy fucking shit! Oh my god! It's weird because, like, the animations are really good, and I think the presentation is still good. The way that it, like, you know. But the game itself is just so bare bones. It's way more like the GameCube one. Which, as we've all seen, is not good.
One day they make Mario Odyssey, the next day they make Princess Peach Showtime. Both of these games are $60, but Nintendo's prices have been covered. So let's move on to... Yeah, Litigate McGee's gonna have something to say about this. But I don't think anyone expected Nintendo to go about this lawsuit in the way they did. There's an easy layup right here, but I guess Nintendo found it'd be easier to go the we own gliding route. Okay, so my theory, shut up, is that Nintendo originally did intend to sue over character design. But after their people took a closer look, something became apparent. The Palworld devs likely used AI. Pocket Pair already has a history with AI, but more convincingly are the actual PAL designs. I'm not saying all these are that bad, like this one's rough, but some of these are like, okay, well, yeah, they're both electric mice, but that's fine. Yeah, that's a penguin. That's a penguin. Piplup's a generic penguin. This is a generic penguin. There's gonna be some overlap there. Now, this one's rough. Not because they look the same, but because, like, this one, okay, it's an emperor penguin, so the beak kinda turns into a trident because it's like an emperor water type, whatever, but then also it's a crown. It's like dual meaning, and it all plays, it's all still part of the beak. So it's like, it works with the design in 3 different ways. Here, the AI very clearly said, okay, there's a trident looking thing on this guy's head, smack it on this guy because he's a king. He's, what, King Paka? But it doesn't work for this guy because he's not a water dude. He's not an emperor penguin. He's not even watertight. So it's like, oh, why did you decide to put a trident on this guy's head? Oh, because this guy had it on his head. Okay, so you stole it. It's ones like that where you're like, okay, this is clearly a robot that can't understand ideas or themes. Because here it plays into the theme of the design. And here it's just smacking it on there. Cause, oh, King Paka. Okay, here you go. And you know, if it was just this one, I'd be like, ah, well, that's a coincidence. Neutral type, so yeah, it's just gonna be a normal wolf. What else can you expect from it? I get it, Anubis exists, and he's in a lot of games. But like, I can play Smite, I can play other games with Anubis in them and not think, oh, that's Lucario. This motherfucker's Lucario. That's so tough. Cause that's so clearly just Totoro, and then combined with Electabuzz. The AI just mashed the two together. Damn! They're not all bad. They're not all terrible. But when they are, it's like, dude, that's just the same thing. This next part is all very tinfoil hatty, but just stick with me. So the tech world is big into AI right now. And if a company as influential as Nintendo were to sue someone for using AI, it might reflect badly on the market and could even influence people to start making more laws regulating AI, which would obviously make Nintendo a lot of enemies in the tech space. Now, it has to be said that the CEO of Pocket Pair said that they absolutely did not use AI in the making of Palworld. But on the flip side of that, that's absolutely what you would say if you used AI in the making of Palworld. We don't know for a fact, but hypothetically, let's say they did use AI. Once Game Freak's assets have been Frankenstein together, they are set loose upon the world of Palworld. And I get it, there are a lot of people that really like AI and all its positive uses. But no amount of AI art is real art posting is gonna make that not Lucario. I'm being kind of harsh. There are a lot of monster collectors out there, and a lot of these games, you play it and you'll see some of the monsters and be like, wait a minute, that's a Pokemon. With this, the history with AI, but also the way they look similar. I don't know, it looks like they were matched around by a robot. Maybe I'm crazy? It's impossible to talk about thinking something is AI without sounding nuts. I've noticed that. I have no proof. I just look at two things and go, there's gotta be, right? I mean, come on. So when we look at that original premise for what we all thought the lawsuit was gonna be, you think, oh, Nintendo, good guy. Gonna put pressure on AI as a whole, and then the whole gaming industry is gonna get a lot healthier. But instead, they tried to copyright a bunch of game mechanics, which would actually have a very negative impact on the gaming industry. So, bad guy. Even if you want to argue Nintendo's just doing it this one time, once we see that it could be done, EA would have started copywriting mechanics left and right. Imagine next time Microsoft goes to buy out a studio and they don't sell, and so Microsoft starts copywriting a bunch of mechanics that's in the indie studio's games, and then tries to sue them instead. Like, it could have gone bad, dude. It could have gone real bad. Luckily, a court in Japan threw out the case, so all's well that ends well. Who could stay mad at this guy? Come here, you little scamp. I love you, Nintendo. Yeah, Big N has some trust issues. I've seen enough hacked Wii U's in my time to understand where Nintendo's coming from, but their solution seems a tad extreme. They don't need Kira jotting down console ID numbers. Nintendo's always been a little on the controlling side, but for this generation, they have kicked it up a notch. But I think it's fine. Not like, oh, people should calm down, it's fine. I mean, people being upset is the proper reaction to it, but that's why it's fine. Big N's obsession and their fan base's aggression aren't problems to be solved. They're an equivalent exchange. If Nintendo said, you know what, our games are so good, we're just gonna charge by the hour, and then half of YouTube made videos calling Mario a doo-doo head, that's the universe balancing itself out. You can't really blame people for wanting to mod their Switches, especially with it being a handheld. But I mean, the sucker ain't even got themes. The 3DS and PlayStation got themes, bro. I could understand how someone looks at a Switch, especially someone who's into modding and mods all their handhelds, and sees the Switch is terminally limited. Like, if Nintendo was making more of an effort for you to, like, pretty up your console, but it is like, here's what we're selling you, you buy this, and this is what you're stuck with. A lot of people have been customizing their stuff almost as long as they've been playing video games. That's part of the hobby for them. But it's not like the Switch and Switch 2 don't have any luxuries to them, right? there are plenty of amenities to enjoy, like NSO as a whole is bizarre. I'm not gonna talk about the online too much. I don't be going hard in the Splatoon lobbies, I'm sorry. Me personally, I'm not a splatter. But I hear a lot of complaints from the people that are, but also I had online in the beginning and then didn't have it forever and then got it again for this video. It's better now. It's much better now than it was, I think. In my limited experience with online, I think it has gotten much better than it was at the launch of it on Switch. It took the entire lifespan of the Switch to get to a point where the game selection is okay. No Donkey Kong 64, but here's Starfy, completely untranslated, the most dialogue-heavy 2D platformer I have ever played, and it is completely in Japanese. And then they released an announcement trailer for it, which is like somebody announcing they're dropping out of high school. I mean, if you want to do it, it's fine. But why are we bragging? There are some positives to NSO2, like being able to chat with other people in a lobby through the NSO app. This is a phone call. But my friends, there is more to NSO than lag and Clue Land. With your subscription, you also gain access to apps like Nintendo Music and Nintendo Today, which push this idea that Nintendo is moving more towards being a lifestyle brand, which isn't a new thing. They've been trying to do that for a long time now. Like when they put the Weather Channel on the Nintendo Wii. Gee, I wish there was a way for me to know if it was gonna rain tomorrow. Wait a minute, Where's the hand? Where's the hand? I don't see the hand. My parents thought that we could do Netflix and bowling. Maybe carnival games if they were feeling frisky. But it was cool that it was there. The idea that Nintendo stuff would just have that extra little bit is what made buying Nintendo exciting. Nowadays though, that extra little bit costs an extra little bit, and it's not a surprise when you have to pay for it. It becomes expected. An empire has been built off of that trademark Nintendo Magic. But unfortunately, we've reached a point where the cost of doing business is so high that the magic has to be sold separately. And that undercuts it a good bit. There was a time where Bonanza's DLC might have been a completionist bonus, but it was sold separately, so it feels more like business as usual. You can't really blame them though. Nintendo Magic is nice and all, and over the process of decades building up their reputation through that little bit extra has benefited them, but when it comes down to the cost of doing that, especially on a basis by basis, short-term fan appreciation doesn't get you that far. Plus, as fans, we only remember, appreciate, and celebrate the greatest moments, the highlights. Like going back to the Weather Channel, that was a nice little extra thing that they threw in that went kind of underappreciated. Like, they got zero value out of that. Oh look, I'm still right. Nintendo Music has some odd picks considering what's been omitted. Wind Waker can wait a year, but Nintendogs, that's gotta be day one. Pump that walking music, hell yeah! The only people I could imagine that are interested in a music app that only has Nintendo Music is hardcore Nintendo fans. But hardcore Nintendo fans are gonna be disappointed by how limited the selection is. So you're in this weird spot where it's not really for anybody. Like, I didn't exactly have high expectations for the Wiggler playlist, but I was still disappointed. There are so many songs this app is missing, but it's okay, because you can just Google it. If those songs weren't on YouTube, then people would have a much bigger issue with how bad the selection on this app is. But thankfully, Nintendo is bailed out by its fan base. That's kind of harsh. Well, you know, I'm swinging on them a little bit. That was one I think I've been mostly fair. I've been mean and I've been fair. That was a swing on Nintendo just now. I gave them one. All in all, this is the oddest 153 megabytes I've ever downloaded There's not really anything negative to say about it. It's just not very good. Nintendo today is kind of in the same boat. Like, bro, you can barely do an hour-long direct a couple times a year. What do I need daily updates for? Nintendo makes plenty of games, but not enough for me to need a calendar for them. These aren't blink and you'll miss it releases. When a Nintendo game comes out, that's the game for the next couple months. To be fair, there's also news about the movies, because Nintendo's doing a lot of that now, and a fortune-telling game. I don't know why, but when Nintendo music is useless, it's funny. When Nintendo today is useless, it kind of pisses me off. Okay, let's answer the question. Has Nintendo become evil? Nah. Sure, Nintendo is controlling, conniving, and lackluster to the point of feeling satirical. But then you compare them to Microsoft and realize, oh, that's just their winning personality. So to call them evil is definitely over the top, but to say they haven't changed as of late is a symptom of Stockholm Syndrome. They aren't the worst video game company ever. They just have lost their golden boy status. Which is surprising to see from one of the few companies that seems to respect their employees and the medium. They get so much right, plus the competition is terrible. Joy-Con drift pales in comparison to replacing your staff with AI.
AI is the future is AI. AI is the future is AI. AI is the future is AI.